Hi, welcome to another tutorial by your favorite designer, Max. And in this video, I want to show us how to prototype a card payment page using Protopie. In my previous video, I've shown us how we can import our design from Figma to Protopie. Now, let's get started. Here, I've imported my design from Figma to Protopie, and I have added the input feed container to this design, this input. I have it here already, and this is a card payment. This is a card number input field, and this is a card name input field. We have the month and the year, the CVV, and the rest. Let's take a look at the options that I have at the left for the card number input. So it has a placeholder with this color. This placeholder name, card number, the card number we are seeing here. So I will change the type from text to number, then return to next. Tap any key, the fill to white. That's that. The next one for the card name, I didn't add any fill for the card name. Then this one is a text. I'll change the return to next. The placeholder, this is card name, and this is the color for the placeholder. We have the is a text, and we have the opacity to be 100 and the radius for each input to be 6. So for the month and the year, I set it to be, then the placeholder, this is the placeholder, this is our placeholder name, valid through the month and the year. So I will change the type from text to number, and the CVV I will change from text to number as well. The next thing I want to add to this is the error message that I want to have, because for a card number they usually 16, you have 16 digits for a card number, a MasterCard, so it's usually 16. So once a user inputs a number less than the 16, it will flag it as an error that okay, they have to input the valid number to be 16. So to add the error message, the error message is here already, and I've reduced opacity to be 0. You can see from here. So it's from the prototype that we increase the opacity to be 100. And for my button, you can see the opacity as well as we set to 40. That once the user input the correct digit for the card number is when the button will be active. So to do that, I'll click on the button and add a trigger. I will set it to on tap. What happens when the user does not input the 16 digits? I'll add another trigger to this tab, which is condition. So which condition to be? I'll come to the input here, but instead of using that input, I'll use formula, and I'll type this inside the formula box. Length, because we are checking for the length of the card number, if it's less than 16 or more than 16, but it should be 16. Bracket, close brackets, inverted quotation mark, then the name of the input field, input1 dot, no, there's no gap, dot text. So if it does not equals to 16, if it's not equals to 16, I want to do something, and this is what I want to do. I will add opacity for the error message. I will set the error message. I'll search for the error. I will set the opacity for the error message to be 100 because is as it is now, the error message opacity is at 0. So I forgot that the name I have for the error message is no error message. It's just text one, opacity to be 100. Then I'll set the border for us to know that the mistake is from the inputs. So the input border, I'll set it to this color. Let me just use this color and put the opacity to 100. So let's test and see if everything is working fine. Let me just put something here. This is a 15-digit number. I'll click on continue. Nothing is happening. I think there is. I set the opacity to be 100. If it does not equal 16, and the border to be red 100. Okay, probably the number is more than 16 or does not equal to 16. Let me just use these few numbers and test again. So we have an error because the number is less than 16. So what will happen when they have the digit to be 16? When they have the 16-digit number, I'll set another condition for that. That will be condition. I'll select here and select formula. I'll come up here and use formula, and I'll type this in. The same thing, just that this one will now be equals length inverted quotation mark, which is our inputs, input 1 dot text. Then if it equals 16, if it equals 16, what do I want to do? I will opacity for the error message. So I'll search for the error message. I put the error message to be text 1. I'll set it to 0 because I want to cancel the error message. It should not be bringing the error message again. And the next one, the border for the input. Border for the input. It has to go back to default border, the one we have before. And the field to be 0. So let me test again. Here I will input then say 12, 20, and 4. So we have error because it's less than the digit is less than 16 digits. Let me put the last one. Everything is now the 16 number now, and test again. See the error message, it goes away, but it now it remain the button now to be filled. I set the opacity to be 40% before. I will need to improve the opacity to 100 for it to show that the error has finally go away. So I will set the not color. I'll set the opacity for the button. That will be payments. See the button here. See the button. Let me see. So it's picking the button. I'll set it to 100. Preview again. That's just coming. I'll input the card number to be 15 digits, not 16. What I just entered is 15 digits. The card name, the CVV. So we have error message which says invalid card number. Let me just add one number to it and see. As you can see, everything is now working perfectly now. And this is how we can prototype a card payment page using Protopie. Do well to like, share and comment. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. See you in my next video. Bye.